So today we will learn about arrays. What are arrays? Arrays are basically containers which store multiple values in a single variable. Like you can store multiple values in arrays. Okay, suppose like this. Okay, see here you can see we have declared a variable arr in which we have stored multiple values 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we can store multiple values in an array. Okay, so how do we write an array? So this is the first syntax. In this way we can write arrays. Okay, suppose we'll make one another file here, index3.js. Okay, here we'll give our topic as arrays. Okay, now we'll start from beginning. Okay, how do we write an array? Okay, so we'll declare a variable, suppose variable arr, and we'll give a big bracket sign, and here we can write suppose 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, in this way we can write an array. Okay, so suppose we can also declare strings inside this array, like you can give any name. Okay, suppose apple, mango, apple, mango, pineapple. Okay, so these are the fruits names. Okay, so in this way we can write arrays. Okay, one more syntax is there through which we can write arrays. Okay, so that is, suppose we take another variable and we will use our new keyword. Okay, new keyword, and then we'll write array. Okay, so in this way we can write our array. Okay, suppose here we can assign our values, same values here. I'll copy paste it. Write our values inside this. Okay, so this is first method to write an array, and this is the second method to write an array. This is not commonly used, but this is commonly used because we don't have to unnecessarily use this new keyword. Okay, we can directly assign this array to a variable. Okay, now we will output this array in our this paragraph here. Okay, this para here. Okay, so we will target that para first. So we'll target by using document dot get element by id, and we'll give that para id name is para. Okay, so we are outputting the required result in our this paragraph. Okay, so we target that paragraph here by using this id para, and here we'll add dot inner html, and then we'll simply assign this variable here. First we'll use this arr. Okay, so we have given this arr here, this variable. Let's save it, and we'll give the link of this index3.js in our index.html. Okay, we'll change the path, give index3.js, and we'll save it. And now we'll check what is the result. We'll save it. So this is our array 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, suppose we'll change it to arr1. Okay, this variable here, this contains this piece of information. Okay, so I will save it, and now it is giving us the value as apple, mango, and pineapple. Okay. Now we are writing this array with another method, and let's check this variable here. Here are two. We'll save it. Now we will see what is the result. So same result is coming. Okay. So you can write this way, or you can write in this way. Okay. Most preferable way is this. Okay. We don't have to use new keyword here. Okay. Suppose now what we'll do here is we'll target this ARR1. We'll output this variable here. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to fetch this value here, this mango. Okay. So array counting always starts from 0. Okay. So 0, 1, 2. Okay. So we want to output this piece of information, this value, mango value. Okay. So in arrays, we always go with like target the elements by their index number. Okay. So here you can see here we want to fetch this piece of information, mango. Okay. So its index position is 1 because apple is 0 and this is 1. Okay. So here we'll target that index number 1. Okay. So we are targeting first index position. Okay. The value of the first index position. Now let's save it, refresh it. So we are getting mango. So we are targeting this mango variable. Suppose let's change the value to 2. Okay, let's save it. Now it will change to pineapple. Okay. So like this we can access the values by its index number. Okay. So in arrays we can access the values by their index number. Okay. We can also check using this. Suppose we'll change it to ARR2. Okay. Save it and let's see. So same result is coming because here we are getting the same output. Same we have given the same output, same value in here and in here. Okay. So it is giving the same result. So we are targeting the third index here, third position, and here we have given the second index number. Okay. Suppose and we can also change the values here. Okay. So what we will do here is suppose we will change this value here, this third position value, that is pineapple. So its index number is 2. Okay. So what we will do here is we will give the second position and give the uh, value that we want to change. Suppose we will give it to banana. Okay. So we are giving this banana here. Okay. So sorry. Here we'll give target this ARR1 and we are changing the value here. So we are targeting ARR1 variable and we are targeting the third position, that is pineapple here, and we are changing the value to banana. Okay. So what we will do here is we can either save it in a new variable, change array. Okay. Or we can directly output the result. Okay. So here we'll save the value of that result. Okay. No, we'll not do like this. If we want to suppose output this banana here, we can change, like suppose here what we'll do here is we will output, suppose we want to output this. Okay. Let's save it and now we can see what we'll see here is banana. Okay. Because this is giving the required result. Okay. Suppose we want to target this ARR1. Okay. So here we'll give ARR1 and we want to see what is the array. Okay. Okay, now let's refresh it. So now it is changed. This third position is changed to banana because here we are targeting the third position and we are changing the required value to banana. Okay, so in this way you can change the value inside an array, okay, by targeting its index number. Okay, so in this way we can change the value of values inside an array. Okay, so what we have learned till now is we have learned that how do we write an array. Okay, so there are two methods. First method is this and second method is this, using new keyword here, and then we output the result of this array here, arr1. Okay, and then we learned that how can we access a single value inside an array. Okay, we access the single value by its index number. Okay, suppose I want to target this mango, so will target this required position, that is index number 1. Okay, and we have learned that how can we change the required value inside an array. Okay, so suppose I want to change this mango here, so just we will target that index number and we'll change it to the required value. Okay, we'll give the required value that we want to change. Here we are giving the banana, so it will change mango to banana. Let's save it and now let's refresh it. So now apple, banana and pineapple, the required array is now changed. Okay, so this banana is coming here in this array. Okay, now we will move forward and learn how many properties and methods are there inside an array. Okay, so first, suppose we want to know the length of this array. Okay, so we can do that by using the length property here. Suppose we will give this arr.length here. Okay, what we'll do here is we'll suppose cut and paste. Suppose we'll cut this and we'll output the length here. Okay, we'll save it. So what we are doing here is we are outputting the length of this particular arr variable. Okay, this arr variable. Okay, now let's save it and refresh it. So what is the problem? So okay, so I've given a parenthesis here. It is not a method, it is a property. So arr.length, down, let's save it. So and the length is 4 here because we have 4 values inside this array. Okay, now we know how to access the length of an array. So suppose next what we want is, suppose we want to access the last array. Okay, suppose we want to access this last element. Okay, so how can we do that? Suppose here we can count the this whole array. Okay, suppose like in this array 2000 values are present. Okay, so we don't know which value is the last one. So what we want is we want to access the only the last element. Okay, so how can we do that? So what we'll do here is, here we will suppose we'll take this array. Okay, we want to access the last element of this array. So what we'll do here is we'll take that array arr1, and what we'll do, we will use the length property here. Here you will see the indexing starts from 0 and positioning starts from 1. Okay, so 0 1 2, so the index number of this third position element is pineapple. Okay, so what we'll do here is we will first access the total length of this array. Okay, by doing arr1 dot length. Okay, and we will subtract 1 from that. Okay, suppose here we have suppose we'll take another, suppose, okay, so we have four values here. So the length of this array will be 4. Okay, so 4 and minus 1, that is 3. Okay, so here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the last element is banana, that has the index number of 3. So always keep in mind that the index position of the last value, okay, is always less than the length of the total array minus 1. Okay, because the indexing of the array starts from 0 and the length starts from 1. Okay, the length counting starts from 1 and the indexing starts from 0. Okay, so always when you have to access the last element, always use this length property. Always use this length property here. Suppose we have to access this length here, this array length. Okay, so suppose we have to access 4. Okay, so use arr dot length minus 1. Okay, because length is 4 here and will minus 1 from that, so the index will be, so the required result will be like this. Okay, arr 3. Okay, so because here the length is 4 and minus 1, so arr 3 means the index number 3. Okay, so the value which is at this array arr array, okay, sorry, arr 1. Okay, so this array and the position is 3, means in this array arr 1 array, the index number 3 value. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this value, it is the last value in all cases. Yeah, if you have to access the last element, always use the length of that array minus 1. Okay, so in this way we can access the last element. Okay, suppose let's save it and let's see our result. We'll save it. So we are getting banana. Okay, so here you can see our last element is banana. Suppose we'll take this array here, over here. We'll use arr. So we are using arr dot length minus 1. Okay, let's save it and see we are getting 4 because the last value is 4 over here. Okay, so in this way, by using the length property, you can access the total length of the array or the last element by using the length property. Now next what we want to do here is, in this way, using this index method. Okay, so we are accessing only one value. Okay, suppose we want to access all the values here. Okay, okay, so what we'll do here is one by one. Okay, suppose we want to, like, suppose first access apple, then mango, then pineapple, then banana. Okay, suppose we want to access all the values, so here we can write simply arr, so it will give all the values. Not like that. Suppose we want to, like, access one by one all the values. Okay, so what we will do here is we will start a loop over here, a for loop. Okay, so we'll loop in all the elements here, loop in the array. Okay, one by one. Okay, so we'll apply for loop here. So what we'll do here is, suppose we will use a for loop here. Okay, so we'll start a for loop. We'll give initial as 0. Then suppose we are taking this arr1. Okay, so it should always be less than this length over here. Okay, it should always be less than the length, and we'll increment it over here. Okay, then we will write the condition over here. So what we'll do here is, suppose we want to loop over this array. Okay, so we will loop over this array and place somewhere. Okay, so what we'll take is we'll take an empty string. Okay, so after looping we will place that array, we will place that elements over that string. Okay, suppose we'll take an empty string here, suppose fruits over here. Okay, we'll take an empty string over here. Here you can use variable I. Okay, so here I will not use, I will use a global variable. Actually I will use variable I. Okay, so we are looping over to this array. Okay, so now what we'll do here is we are taking this empty string, so we are adding these values one by one into this fruits variable. Okay, so we'll loop into that. Suppose we'll take another fruits, we will add and insert every fruit element into this array, into this variable, fruits variable. Okay, so we'll take fruits plus, we will take that particular fruit in which the loop is currently going on, so we'll target it by using I. Okay, means suppose we are looping over to this apple. Okay, so we are currently in this apple position. Okay, so it will take this apple over here, then we move on to this mango over here, then pineapple, then banana. Okay, so every after every place this loop will start. Okay, this loop will go on and keep on adding into this fruits variable over here. Okay, so now what we'll do here is we will output this result over here, fruits. Okay, so here we will see whether our required result is coming or not. So we will output the result by using, like, by outputting this fruits variable over here. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, so I have made a mistake here. Actually here what we'll give is we'll target this ARR1 array. Okay, so here we'll give this ARR1. Okay, not fruits. Okay, because we have this array, inside this very array we have to loop. Okay, so this condition here will be ARR1. Okay, because we have to loop into this array because the values are placed inside this array. Okay, suppose let's save it, refresh it, refresh it. Okay, so we are getting our all the values. Suppose I will remove this over here, comment out these. Okay, now close this. We will see now we are getting our required array over here. We have no spaces over here. Okay, because we haven't mentioned any space using this for loop over here. Suppose we want to uh, like uh, act, like output the element on each line, on every next line. Okay, suppose apple over here, mango over here, pineapple over here. Okay, so what we'll use here is we'll use a br tag. We'll simply use a br tag over here. We'll save it. Now we are getting like this. Okay, so we are breaking every element on a next line. Okay, by using this br tag. Okay, so let's understand from beginning. Okay, so what we have done here is we are taking an array over here, that is ARR1. Okay, and now we want to loop over this array. Okay, so we started a for loop over here, we initialize with a 0 position, then always this loop will go on to suppose here we are getting 1 2 3 4. Okay, so always go till 3. Okay, because index position starts from 0. Okay, and the position is 4. Okay, so we have to go till 3. Okay, so here what it is telling that I should be always less than 4. It should go till 3. Here if we give an equal to sign, suppose, so it will go till 4. Okay, so we have to go till 3 only, because here indexing starts from 0. Okay, so always give like this. Okay, I should be less than the required variable dot length, and we are incrementing after every loop. Okay, so under this condition, what we are giving here is we are taking another empty variable over here, empty string, suppose, in the fruits variable. Okay, and we are adding, suppose in the first loop we are adding, suppose this fruits is empty. Okay, suppose I'll show you one thing here. Here you can see, suppose in initial step how it will be. Okay, fruits equals to, here an empty space is there because fruits are empty now. Okay, now we will add, suppose we are looping into this array. Okay, so I will be now 0. Okay, so 0th position is apple. Okay, so here we'll get an apple. Okay, now it is adding this required thing. Okay, so the result will be apple, so the apple will be stored in this fruits variable. Okay, then I will remove this. Now we have an array of an apple. Okay, so this is the required fruits variable over here. Now we are taking another fruit. Okay, now this required fruits, sorry, here what we'll do here is plus, and over here we'll take fruits like this. Okay, so inside our fruits we have apple over here. Okay, so we want to add next, so it will move on to this, I will move to 1. Okay, so the first position is this mango over here. Okay, so it will get this mango over here, and it will add to this uh, fruits variable over here. Okay, so it will keep on adding after every loop. Okay, and it will keep on adding. Okay, so now the required uh, array will be apple comma mango, like this. Okay, so after every loop it will keep on adding, and it will keep on adding in this fruits variable. Okay, every time the fruits variable will change after every loop. Okay, when the condition is will be finished, suppose we will reach to 3 position, here it will check the condition is not matching, it is up to 3, then the condition will stop. Okay, and it will stop the for loop. Okay, so in this way we can apply all the like access all the elements into over this array. Okay, we can also do like this, suppose we will use, this is the shortcut method. Okay, we can use like this, fruits plus equals to. Okay, that means we are looping over to this fruits, sorry, we are adding this fruits variable, and we are storing the same in fruits. Okay, suppose we are like our first is apple. Okay, first fruit is apple. Okay, so we are adding that apple to the array, and we are storing into the fruits variable. Next fruit is suppose mango, so we are adding the required mango into the required fruits variable. Okay, so the required fruits variable has changed now, it has apple and mango. Okay, so like this all the uh, array all the array, like after every loop, the array will be changed and stored in the fruits variable. Okay, so this is the basic of for loop. Okay, if you are in practice with the for loop, you will understand this. Otherwise, you have to practice the for loop over here. Okay, one more method is there, that is for each. Okay, we can loop using that, using the for each loop. Okay, now we will loop this array over here using the for each loop. Okay, so first we will comment these out. Okay, suppose I will comment this over here. Let's just comment this. Okay, now we will use for each loop. So how can we use the for each loop? Okay, so here we want to loop through this array. Okay, so we will write that array name arr1, and then we'll use a dot, and then you can see various properties and methods are coming. So we'll use a for each here. Okay, so what we'll do here is, inside this we want to perform a function over here. Okay, so what we'll do here is, we'll take a function over here. We'll take a function. Okay, now we'll use this function. Okay, so inside this function we want to perform some operation. Okay, we want to perform some task, that is looping through this array. Okay, so what we'll do here is, in this for loop over here, what we are doing here is, we are first taking an very empty string. Okay, in which we want to add our required array. Okay, after looping. So in this case also, we will take an empty string. Okay, suppose let's take this string only. Okay, so we are taking our empty string. So we will loop through every fruits. Okay, so what we want here is, we will take an argument, that is, so we are looping through this array. Okay, so this is actually our fruits array. So we want to loop through every fruit. Okay, so we'll take, suppose, fruit over here, individual fruit. Okay, so we want to loop through individual fruit over here. Okay, now we want to add into this array, into this empty string over here. Okay, so we'll do the same type of functionality like we are doing this in this for loop over here. Okay, so we will use this plus equals to, and then we will add this fruit over here. Okay, like this. Okay, so what we are doing here is, we are adding the, like adding the individual fruit into this fruits variable. Okay, we are like uh, we are looping through every fruit. Okay, like in this, like in this. Okay, so suppose let's save it. Let's save it. Now we will check what is the required result. So we are looping through every fruit, and we are placing this required fruit, this required result, into this fruits variable. Okay, so here first we are looping into this fruit variable, fruit value apple, and we are storing into this fruits variable. Okay, next the required fruits variable has apple array. Now we are taking mango, and we are adding that fruits, like the apple, into the mango, and then now the required array is apple, mango. Okay, then we go on to pineapple. Okay, so we are adding pineapple into the apple and mango, and then now the required array is apple, mango, and pineapple. Okay, so like this we are looping into the individual fruit and pushing into the required array, that is this fruits variable. Okay, okay. So I'll show the use of this. Okay, I will use another method. Okay, I will use for each only. I will use an arrow function over here. In the previous classes, earlier classes, I have shown you the use of ES6 functionality. Okay, like arrow functions and all. Here you can see. So an arrow function is written like this. Okay, so we'll take an argument. Okay, and then the arrow and the required like the curly braces, and inside this the task is performed. Okay, so we'll take this arrow function over here. So what we'll do here is we'll use a for each and we'll use a function over here. So this is the format of writing a function. This is the format of writing a function: an empty parenthesis, then an arrow sign, and two curly braces. Okay, so we'll use this method, this arrow function over here. Okay, because it is easy to use with the for each loop. So we'll write this same code over here into this block. Okay, so we are looping over the individual fruit. Okay, so we'll take this individual fruit over here. Actually, here we'll take the appropriate name is fruits, and here I will change it to fruits, and here I will take str, sorry, updated fruits. I'll give updated fruits. Okay, and here I will change the name to updated fruits. Okay, so what we are doing here is we have changed the name because the appropriate name is actually fruits. Okay, so we are looping into this fruits variable, fruits array. Okay, and we are performing the for each loop, so we are looping into the individual fruit. Okay, so we are looping into the individual fruit and we are performing some function over here. Okay, so sorry, here I will copy it. Okay, so we are outputting the result into this updated fruits variable. Okay, because it is empty. So what we want to do here is we want to access all the fruits into this updated fruits variable. Okay, so we are looping into our individual fruit over here and we are adding into this updated fruits variable. Okay, so using this for each method and arrow function over here, this kind of like this loop over here look like less code is there and it is giving the same functionality. Okay, okay, so here you can see it is taking 3 lines. Okay, and here you can see it is taking 2 lines. Okay, so always keep your code shorter and clean. Okay, so that others can understand and you can understand as well. Okay, now let's check our result. Here we'll change it to updated fruits. Updated fruits. Okay, let's save it. So it is giving the same result over here. Okay, so we can also use like this. We'll place an empty string over here. Okay, now we can see. So it is separated by a space because we have given an empty space over here. Okay, so after every loop this space will come Okay, because this is like this is going through, this is performing after every loop. Okay, this task is performing in every loop. Okay, so it is looping through every fruit and adding an empty string, empty space after every fruit. Okay, now next we will learn how to add add an element to an existing array. Okay, suppose we want to add something into this array. Okay, so we have added like this over here. Okay, arr1 by using the index number. Okay, so we have replaced over here. Okay, actually, so we have replaced the first position with this element. Okay, now we want to add a new element into this array. Okay, so how can we do that? So what we'll do here is we'll use this. We want to add a new element into this array, so we'll take this variable over here, fruits, and now we'll use dot, and now we'll use a push method. Okay, so we'll use this push method, and now we'll give the required element that is to be added. Okay, suppose we want to you add guava. Okay, so here we are using this required fruit to be added into this array over here. Okay, so now what we'll do here, we'll comment out these all. So here we'll comment everything. Okay, so now we are pushing this guava into this required array. Okay, so here we'll output the result, output the array over here. Okay, fruits. Okay, now we'll see what is the result. Okay, so here you can see our new element, that is guava, is added into this required array. Okay, so you can add a new element, okay, into the required array. Okay, suppose you can add two fruits over here. Suppose I will use pomegranate. Okay, okay, now we'll see what is the result. So you can see our guava and pomegranate is added into this fruits array. Okay, so this is the first method in which we can add, by which we can add these elements into this required array. Okay, so always note that these two elements are always added at the last of the array. You can see. Okay, by using this push method, you can add the required element into the last position of that required array. Okay, so now we will add the required element into this array by another method. Okay, so we'll comment this method over here. Now we'll add this, we'll copy this over here, we'll paste over here. Okay, so in this like in this line, what we are doing here is we are targeting the first position over here. Okay, so the target is this mango over here, so we are replacing this mango with this banana over here. Okay, because we are giving one over here. Okay, suppose we know, here we are knowing how many elements are there, what is the index number of every element. Okay, suppose we want to add uh, we want to add a new element into this array. Okay, so here you can see there are four elements, that is till index 3. Okay, so fourth index is the if we want to add one element. Okay, so it will be added to our fourth index. Okay, because here it is still 3 index. Okay, so here you can manually do like this, array 4 arr, here we are we'll change this to fruits, and we are targeting the fourth index. Here the fourth index is empty. Here we'll give suppose guava over here. Okay. Now we'll target the changed array because this is the required result variable. Now we'll save it. Okay. So what we are doing here is we are adding this guava into this array in the fourth position, means fifth position actually, in the fourth index position you can say. Now let's save it and now let's refresh it. Okay, so what it is giving, it is giving the fourth, means this position over here. Okay, now we are outputting this required result. Now we will target this fruits variable over here. Okay, target this fruits variable over here, and let's see what is the required array. Okay, so here you can see this guava is added into this fifth position, that is the fourth index position. Okay, because we are adding this guava into this required position. Okay, this fourth index. Okay, suppose here we'll add it into fifth position, and let's see what is the result. Okay, let's save it. So here you can see this, here you can see two commas are there because this fifth position is empty over here. Okay, here 1 0 1 2 3. Okay, so the fourth element is nothing, means it is empty, and the fifth position is guava. Okay, so by targeting it like this, like the individual this index position, we can create a space over there, here there. Okay, if we don't know the index position of the required array. Okay, so how can we add the required element into the last position? Okay, so how can we do that? So we can target like this. We can take the help of our length property over here. Okay, so I've told you earlier that the length is always the last element because the length starts from 1 and the index starts from 0. Okay, so here our length is 4 but the index is till 3. Okay, so the last element is 4 over here, that has the index of 4. Okay, so you can target it like this. Okay, so you can fruits dot length. Okay, so here it is giving us 4. Okay, that is the last element over here, 0 1 2 3, and the last element is 4 over here. So always the last element will be the total array length. Okay, always keep in mind because the index starts from 0 and the position starts from 1 2 3 4. Okay, so here we are giving fruits dot length, that has the index position of 4. Okay, so here we can write it like this, fruits, and this index is 4 because the length is 4. Okay, so here we will now output this and let's see what is the result. Okay, so we are getting the same result as before. Okay, so we are adding by using the length property over here. Okay, this guava over here we are adding it by using this length property. Okay, so you can use either fruits dot this push method or you can add using this fruits dot length. Okay, so these two methods are present to add a new element to an existing array. So here we have learned how to loop through an array by using two methods. Then we have learned how to access the particular element into an array. Okay, then we have learned how to push elements into an array. Okay, and how can we access the full array. Okay, so we have learned all these about the arrays. Okay, now one more method is there that I have missed. Okay, suppose here you want to sort this required array into the alphabetical order. Okay, so how can we do that? So it is simple. We'll just use a method that is provided by this array over here. Okay, so we'll just use fruits dot sort. Okay, this method over here. Okay, what it will do is it will sort it in the alphabetical order. Now it is not sorted. Okay, so let's see. Here you can see apple, mango, pineapple, banana, guava. Okay, so it is not sorted at all. Okay, now we will save it. Okay, now we will refresh, and now you can see now it is sorted according to the alphabetical order. Okay, suppose let's take one more example. Here I will change the 5, 7, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I've taken this array over here, this random array, and I will sort it. Okay, arr dot sort. Okay, now what we'll see is here you can see now it is coming in a sorted manner. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, and now here our required array is this, and we are getting this sorted array. If we'll remove this sort method over here, what we'll get is, refresh it. Now we are getting our required array not in a sorted manner. Okay, so we can use that sort method to sort our arrays alphabetically or numerically. Okay, so these are the arrays methods and properties. Okay, so these are some of the arrays methods and properties. Okay, in the next lecture we'll learn about objects and the objects methods and properties. Okay, so I'll end this lecture over here only. Okay.